Welcome back to my review of B1000, Guided by Voice's 1994 masterpiece. This is part 2. If you missed part 1, go watch that because I give some background about the record itself and the recording and all that information. In this part, I'm going to talk about the songs. So here are some of my favorite parts of the record. Hardcore UFOs is an explosive opener, and the fact that the tape got messed up and the lead guitar just cuts out during a section, it's one of my favorite things. Sometimes mistakes are way more interesting than perfection. The first time I heard the lead guitar cut out in that section, it blew my mind. Tractor Rape Chain is one of the best melodic rockers of the band's career. The song opens with an older acoustic recording with the sound of a door shutting, and then it just smash cuts right into the electric version of the song. This is a technique GBV did a few times, and it always gets me. They do it later on in this record when the pretty acoustic song Yours to Keep just immediately cuts into Echo's Myron, which is just an upbeat onslaught of pop perfection. Goldheart Mountaintop Queen Directory is eerie and beautiful, and it's one of the best songs Bob ever wrote. The story was that Bob, on acid, looked at his face in the mirror and he saw it become his son's face, so he quickly wrote and recorded a song on a spare cassette tape. He forgot about it, and the band didn't know it existed until they were going through tracks for the album, and they found it at the end of one of the tapes. Gold Star for Robot Boy is possibly my favorite Guided by Voices song. It's super compact without a wasted second. On it, Bob reflects on his time as a teacher and the exciting but scary new career path that he has now as a musician. The melody on that one is just perfect. The drums are really loose, the whole thing's lo-fi, it's great. Peephole shows a rare vulnerability and tenderness you don't usually get with GBV. Very rarely does Bob sing something as straightforward as I love you, I must confess. Here's a fun anecdote. When Bob was overdubbing the vocals on Hot Freaks, Tobin's wife was upstairs having a yard sale, so every so often everybody shopping would hear Bob yell Hot Freaks from the basement. Tobin brings 4 songs to this record, his most so far, as well as creating the instrumental for Hot Freaks. The closing track, You're Not an Airplane, a rare piano-driven Guided by Voices song, is my favorite of his contributions. You can find other track listings and previous working versions of this album, and I think it's clear from those that they really nailed the track list on this one. It's just the perfect sequencing. This would be the band's last full length on Scat. They would soon leave for the larger label Matador. If you somehow haven't listened to this record, please do it. It's everything that makes GBV great. It's pretty, but it's also ugly. It's lo-fi. It's weird. It's strange, but it's also real. And it rocks. This is the one I always recommend to people who haven't heard the band before. If I had to pick a handful of records to take with me to a desert island, this one makes the cut. It's one of my favorite records of all time.